What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, I just want to talk to you brothers about building up women, making that investment. Now, when you work out a lot, when you monitor your diet, you do see changes in your physique, in your health, in your duration, your ability to do things. When you budget your money, you make that investment. Over time, if it's the stock market, if it's, cryptocurrency, not right now, but things like that, a business, over time, you'll be able to see development of that. Because you can typically get your return on investment. Relationships, marriages, girlfriends. Although I've seen evidence of good situations, here is what I found out. The return on investment usually is low. I'm talking about in today's world. You have a woman, you invest in her, you marry her. I'm not saying that you're perfect or anything like that, because you can make mistakes. She can make mistakes. You get divorced. She leaves with a good portion of your money and then goes on to the next guy who didn't have to do anything that you had to do. In the lifestyle that you have afforded her, she wouldn't even know this guy. And then she tells the world that this is the perfect guy she's ever met. And if it wasn't for you, she would be nothing. That's what I'm dealing with here. Okay? And this we're talking about with Shaunie O'Neal. Shaunie O'Neal was married to Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Shaquille O'Neal has come out and said he cheated on her. He wasn't a good husband. And of course he has to say that. Not saying that he wasn't, but of course he has to say that. He can't ever blame her because he's in the public sphere. To come out and blame his wife when he has deals and endorsements, he's going to get attacked by women. So he has to say that. There's no absolute way that she didn't do anything wrong in those years of marriage. But okay, he took the entire blame. She goes out there and she marries Keon Henderson. She then says that as a little girl, she says it's actually, let me put the music down. Say music. It feels so good to have the partner that you and that we have all dreamed right as a little girl. You want your hero, your knight in shining armor to come along and sweep you off your feet. And it took a while to get there. It is a new beginning for me. So SHAQ is somewhere reading the shit. Keon Henderson, in comparison to SHAQ, is a fucking bum. Right? Shaquille O'Neal financed this lady's entire life. Nobody would know who you were if it wasn't for him. You use his last name because it helps you get deals. Literally, you would be in poverty today if it was not for him. It wasn't for him. Because it's not like, Shaunie O'Neal is Beyonce. That's different. Shaunie O'Neal is Tina Turner. That's different. But Shaunie O'Neal is like, what do you do? Oh, you're a reality housewife star. Okay, so you don't do anything. Got it. It's not being mean, it's true. And this guy, who has a history of marrying women with kids, nothing wrong with that, but it's not like this guy has ever went out there and got great, just these whole, kind of ladies that all these dudes really want. He has a history of, being like Emmett Smith in the dating and marriage world. Let's just put it like that. Okay. And to throw that jab at Shaquille O'Neal, when that man gave you everything, leads me to ask you guys a question. Is it worth making the financial investment into marriages? Now, I'm kind of mixed in between the two opinions. because you know it's good to have a wife if you can stay together. But then for a woman to take your money and your resources and go to the next guy and say, I'm in love, when it was the other guy that gave you everything you have, are you serious? You wouldn't even know that guy if it wasn't for SHAQ. And so many of you guys had to sit back and deal with that. I know SHAQ doesn't care, he's moved on. But that's what many of you guys have done. You've put your money and effort into making some woman's life better just so she can go to the next guy and throw that diss at you. But we'll know what happens in 5 years. They break up. Okay? And realistically, what would you be better off doing? If you could take that money and put it into an IRA or into an investment account, a brokerage account, would it have been better? For most of you, yes. Yes. Look at the divorce rate now. 70% of clip. You give this woman all the money. She goes out and buys a $3.6 million house, a house that the guy couldn't even afford. She may be even making more money than the guy that she's dealing with. This is why guys are not investing in the marriages as much anymore. Because why would you build a girl up to go to the next guy? You get nothing from it. At least you can lose a business. Or you can gain from business. At least if you put your money into the S&P 500, you would at least see a return. Like if I put my money, $30,000 in S&P, and if I don't do anything else for 5 years, I would get my return on investment. Give your money to a relationship, see what happens. That money's gone. She's gone with your stuff, with your cars. With the next guy. And let me tell you what happens to the next guy. That guy can't do anything for her. Can't do anything for her. And all she's going to tell you is, oh, I still got love for you, but I have moved on. Moved on to what? You moved on with my money to the next guy. Moved on with my infrastructure to the next guy. That's okay. Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't know him. Because I put you in the limelight you didn't even probably deserve to be in the first place. This is what guys get. You get to marry somebody who didn't have anything, finance them to the next guy, only until they get divorced. Then we'll always be friends. I'll always have like, what does that actually get you? I'll always love you. What does that mean? What does that love do? Because if you love the guy so much, you would have worked it out. But that's the honeymoon phase, guys. All you gotta do is sit back and watch it. So this is why guys are looking at marriages the way they're looking at it. You don't want to build up and women feel the same way. How many women want to build up a man just so he can go to the next lady, like Aaron Drake Lee and Jesse Williams? So you want to be like that? Do you want to build up some guy so he can just go to the next woman after you've invested into this guy? Absolutely not. It's terrible, right? Exactly. Men don't want to do that either. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.